We got the Houston Texans versus the Cleveland Browns. Houston Texans made it interesting against Luton or whatever his name was at quarterback. We were making fun of Giraffe Boy. We didn't get to see the
Mike
giraffe.
Glennon, yeah.
Yeah, the NFL's
Thank goodness,
most
because Luton
giraffe-like
didn't play
guy.
that bad.
Yeah, yeah. But Cleveland coming off a bye week. It's interesting because, we had that wind game, the Las Vegas Raiders game. So, again, looking at this as a bettor, as a fantasy football player, daily fantasy football, I wanted to see what the offense was going to look like without Odell Beckham. Who was going to be getting a lot of these double moves. Of course, you have to figure it's going to be more Landry, but, a lot of Browns fans were commenting on the video, say it was going to be Higgins. They tend to know more about their team than we do, David, so I respect that. But because of the wind there, we didn't really get to see that in action. So I really want to get more information on this game because I don't know what's going to happen. But Cleveland off the bye week, are they going to be able to run against the Texans? I believe they will. But we'll see, man. Let me get you with fantasy football projections. I don't know. Is Chubb going to be activated for this one?
I believe he's going to be active as well.
Yeah,
we're getting the return of some backs this week.
About
We're
freaking
getting a
time.
little more depth.
About time. Eckler, where are you? I need you. I need you so bad, Eckler. Anyway, let's see. Houston. Deshaun Watson's a start. David Johnson. He's in concussion protocol. Is he a start? Is he not? If he's not, Duke Johnson might be the start of the week, just based on him getting consolidation of shares. Played very well after David Johnson went out. I almost started him. I almost had two players go out in the first quarter, David. Almost started David Johnson. Thank goodness I didn't, but it didn't matter anyway. Let's see here. Wide receiver Fuller, I think, is a great play this week. I like Brandon Cooks, man. He's getting in the end zone a lot. And I also like Randall Cobb this week. I have a nice projection on him. I'm staying away from tight end there. I don't like when both Fells and Akins are active. There's too much of a distribution there, and the touchdown could go either way. I do think one of them will get the touchdown, but I don't want to predict that just because I think it's really tough. Now, Cleveland, Baker Mayfield's a sit for me. You do start both running backs, assuming Chubb is active. If he's not, then start Hunt, and you can ignore Dearness Johnson, who for some reason blew up against the Cowboys, and then they just never used him again after that, which I found odd. Wide receivers, I like Jarvis Landry. If you believe that Higgins is the guy to get the double moves and that deep stuff that Odell Beckham was getting, you could play him, but I would say just don't risk it this week. Maybe daily fantasy if you need a cheaper guy. Tight ends, if Hooper is activated, I tend to think he will be, but we'll see. I start him. If not, Harrison Bryant I do think is a start. Take it away, David.
Yeah, I'll just pick up on that last point. You got to start whoever, if it's whether Hooper or Hooper's out, you got to start Harrison Bryant. Texans have been bottom 12 in fantasy points per game allowed to tight ends. I don't have a ton to say about these teams. I just want to say a lesson to be learned because Brandon Cooks, since Bill O'Brien has gotten fired, has been on fire.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Unfortunately, the one league I had Brandon Cooks, I dropped him after week 4 because I said, I'm done. He hasn't done anything. They're not involving him. They're using him on these deep routes that he's not good at. And I didn't take into consideration the fact that Bill O'Brien very likely could be fired.
Yeah.
So, because look at these last 4 games since O'Brien's been fired. 8 for 161 and a touchdown on 12 targets. 9 for 68 in a touchdown on 9 targets. 7 for 60 on 9 targets. And then 3 for 83 and a touchdown on 9 targets. He's had 9 targets in 4 straight games since O'Brien's been fired. So, lesson to be learned. If there's a coaching situation that could be fluid, that is not set in stone, don't just give up on good players who are pretty much one of the top 2 players in their offense.
Yeah.
Just because the coaching staff sucks so bad and can't get him the ball, because when the new coaching staff takes over, it might not be the same situation. And then all year you got to wonder why in the hell you drop Brandon Cooks.
Yep, absolutely. Any thoughts on? Actually, you did. You went through Cleveland and Houston. Let me hit you with the line here then. Houston +3 versus Cleveland coming off the bye game at Cleveland. Who you got?
I definitely don't want to pick this game.
Yeah.
Because the Texans, we don't know what we get out of them on a weekly basis. They're hit or miss. The Browns, same thing. So I guess I'm going to take the team coming off a bye here. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of same logic, but for me, I'm taking the team with the points, so I'll take Houston. I mean, to me, this is a toss-up, and the toss-up for me is, well, first of all, whenever the Browns have Chubb in the lineup, I still think Chubb is the guy that makes this offense really go. So assuming they get him back, I like them a lot more, and I still have questions at wide receiver, so I really do take a pause here and really just watch it. So both David and me sound like we're out in terms of money. And Cleveland, you're taking the team off the bye. I'm taking the team with the points. So, I mean, that just shows you it's a coin flip from us. It'll be an interesting one, though. I probably have this one on the TV just because I want to see what happens. And I haven't watched Houston live in a while, so I'm curious to see kind of what they look
And Duke
like.
Johnson, the revenge narrative.
Oh, yeah.
If he gets the full workload, maybe Duke's in for a big game.
Hey, if he gets the full workload, he's gonna be a slam dunk daily fantasy pick this week. Absolutely buy him up. Next game on the list.